Hi! Kena, Bridge of Spirits was exactly the game I needed it to be. I've been playing so many different genres lately that I forgot how much I love great 3D platformers. I still play them between the more modern, expansive 35 plus hour titles released nowadays, but Kena made me feel nostalgic, though I've never played it before. Quick story time. When I was roughly 11, I vividly remember waiting all night in line, holding my soon-to-be PlayStation 2, a copy of Jak and Daxter, and a memory card. That game completely blew me away and I could barely put it down. To this day, I still love that first Jak game. The entire Naughty Dog series is great, but that first one will always be special to me. Now, 22 years later, I finally got my hands on a PS5 and Kena did not disappoint. I know this game is also available on the PlayStation 4, but I chose to wait to play it on the PS5 because I thought it'd be cool. And it was. About 30 seconds in, I felt like I was that little 11-year-old version of myself again. Ember Lab's visuals are astounding in both the pre-rendered cutscenes and gameplay. This title is set up to be mostly cinematic between larger groupings of gameplay sections. Get some exposition, play for a bit, get some more exposition, play for a bit more, and so on. That doesn't really bother me at all because I grew up playing games like this, but I understand how it could be conflicting for some who prefer in-game narratives that happen in real time. Kena never really came off as choppy to me though. It's a great, heartfelt, super emotional, surprisingly personal story set within a relatively large world. This by no means is as open as like Death Stranding or something, but for the genre it lives in, there are some largely expansive zones to explore. Fair warning though, the game isn't perfect. I did get caught out of bounds a few times in some areas before completing the necessary story beats. I've looked into a few reviews before playing the game for myself, and they all pretty much said the same things. The game is decent, with great visuals, a minor skill tree, and minimal combat mechanics. For the most part, that's all true, and again, I did go through a few hiccups myself, but I don't think enough credit was given for the efforts on display here. The combat isn't as in-depth as most modern games, but I played through on expert mode and it kicked my ass quite a bit at times. I felt the mechanics leveled with my progression well, and it encourages moving on, then revisiting the earlier challenges with newer upgrades. Thankfully, because the world isn't seemingly endless, it's fun to backtrack and revisit those earlier locations. Now, of course, I can't talk about this game without mentioning its amazing score. The full soundtrack clocks in at just over 3 hours and ranges from energetic whimsy to dark, moody atmospheres and even some tribal rhythmic sections that pair wonderfully with the exciting exploration. Aside from the music, the visuals are also outstanding. Not just Ember Lab's expertise in 3D animation, but the character designs, locations, weapons, and overall lore. There's so much going on in this game, and I'd love to see all of the concepts and designs collected in an art book. Kena really stood out to me and immediately became one of my favorite games. I hope we get a sequel or at least another original title from the same team. Definitely check this one out if you haven't yet, and leave your thoughts in the comments as well as some of your favorite 3D platformers. And have a great night. Bye!